You know those moments in your day when you are working on something having to do with technology in your business and it makes you just want to throw your computer across the room? I know because I have totally been there. And today I'm going to talk about why those moments not only do not mean that you're out of alignment, they're actually a normal part of working with technology and can even be used as an opportunity for growth and expansion in your business. Hi, I'm Vanessa Naja, and I help heart centered entrepreneurs just like you create aligned and sustainable businesses using tools such as human design and emotional intelligence work and combining them with aligned systems. We put the draining behind the scenes work on autopilot so that you can actually focus on your zone of genius, create the freedom you desire, and do the work that you absolutely love. And if you find value in this kind of content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss future episodes. So let's talk about emotions, human design, and technology. And I want to just give a quick little recap here. If you're brand new to human design, be sure to go back to other videos where I dive deep into the emotional solar plexus and emotions in relationship to your human design. What we're going to be talking about today is really applicable to everybody. So it doesn't matter what human design type you are, it doesn't matter what your solar plexus configuration is. The emotions and especially frustration when it comes to working with technology in your business is something that is universal to everybody. And I will talk about the not self theme of frustration for generators and manifesting generators later in the video. But let's just start off with your emotions in relationship to human design and how it applies to business. So we all have emotions. We all feel. If you're human, you feel emotions. And it doesn't matter what human design type you are. It doesn't matter what your solar plexus configuration is. You're going to feel your own emotions. Now, there is a difference that if your solar plexus is defined, in addition to feeling those circumstantial emotions that we all feel, like, when I'm talking circumstantial, I mean something bad happens and you're sad about it, or something great happens and you're really excited about it. We all feel that, regardless of solar plexus configuration. If your solar plexus is defined, however, in addition to those, you also have an emotional wave that is always moving, and it colors your perception of what you're looking at. And this is just a part of your chemistry and a part of how you are built. There's nothing wrong with you for having this wave. Sometimes it's going to be up. Sometimes it's going to be down, sometimes it's going to be neutral, and that is not necessarily related to outside circumstances. That wave is always moving, and it is constantly coloring your perception of what you are looking at. If your solar plexus center is undefined or even completely open, you do not have this wave. You still have your own emotions, those circumstantial emotions we already talked about. However, you are also picking up and sensing the emotional waves of other people around you and the people in your environment. Now, where this can get tricky is when you identify with those emotions, when you start to think that they are actually your own emotions and you let other people's emotional waves color your perceptions, affect your decision making, and lead you off track. So if you're undefined, you do really want to start to discern between what is actually your own emotion and what are you picking up from others, because what you're picking up from others really is just information for you. It's a source of wisdom. It's not something for you to be acted upon, and it's definitely not something that you want to have influence your decision-making process in any way, shape, or form. You always want to follow your own inner authority, and if your emotional solar plexus is undefined, that inner authority is not emotional authority. Now, let's talk a little bit more about frustration with technology, because it's something we are all going to feel, regardless of solar plexus definition and also regardless of human design type. And of course, this is going to be a little more nuanced for generators and manifesting generators because those type have frustration as they're not self-themed. And when it comes to working with technology, the way that you can differentiate between frustration as a not self theme or one of those circumstantial emotions that we all feel sometimes, regardless of type, is, are you feeling frustrated because something didn't work the way you expected? Or maybe your computer crashed, or the internet is slow, or something got updated and now you have to fix it? Or is the frustration something that is constantly happening in relationship to things that you are doing in your business, to how you are using technology and automations in your business? Are you constantly frustrated with one specific tool? Is it never giving you the results that you want, and you're also constantly frustrated at the results? That could be a sign that you are in your not self theme. So that feeling, that internal emotion that lets you know that you're off track in some way, and often indicates that maybe you did not follow your strategy and authority when when picking this particular tool or deciding specifically how to work with it. It could also even be a bigger theme relating to your business, your niche, your audience as a whole. The frustration that is just circumstantial that shows up for all of us is generally going to resolve itself and then feel satisfying once you have figured out what the problem is and once whatever you've been working on works for you and actually makes a difference for you in your business. So you do want to start noticing as a generator or manifesting generator when the frustration comes up in business and specifically with technology. Is it actually your not self theme, or is this just that situational stuff that every single type experiences when they're dealing with something difficult in their business and specifically technology? So let me know in the comments below, how have you been experiencing frustration in your business and when it comes to technology, and how have you handled it? Anything new that you're learning about frustration from this video? I definitely want to hear about it. So let's talk about how you can actually use frustration as a tool for growth and expansion, as an opportunity versus something that shuts you down. And I want to actually call out one of my mentors, Adrienne Walker Hall, because I'm going to be discussing her work, 5D Crystalline Emotion, in terms of how I use this in my business and the incredible effects it has had on the way that I work. And I'm going to tell a little story. So, first and foremost, I am a manifesting generator. So, frustration is my not self theme. And I was recording a module for my program, Aligned and Automated, where we use human design and emotional intelligence to create systems and automations that are really going to give you the freedom that you want in your business so you can focus on the work that actually matters and let the technology do the rest. And if you want to learn more about that program, there will be a link in the description. Now, I was recording the module specifically about emotions in business and with technology. And when I record stuff, the way my design works best is I do not have a specific script laid out. I might have a little bit of an outline, but I don't script anything. I allow things to come through me as they are meant to. And so no two recordings will ever be the same. And when I did this recording, I was actually feeling really good about how it flowed through and the information that came out. And when I went back to check it, the sound didn't record. Fun little technological glitches that sometimes happen. I had made some kind of a mistake and I did not record the sound. And I was so frustrated. And I had one of my little, I have the tribal wave for those of you that are in the know, and I had a little like emotional meltdown about it. I was just, kind of stomping around. And then I remembered the tools that I'd been using through 5D Crystalline Emotion, which I will also link Adrienne Walker Hall below because she's a genius. And really the main message of her system is that every 3D emotion that you feel, and in this example, we're using frustration, actually has a counterpart in the fifth dimension that gives you more information about life in general and also specifically about your business and how to make moves in your business. Now, you don't necessarily need to know what the 5D emotion is that accompanies each emotion because that will naturally emerge over time as you work with it. However, for the 3D emotion of frustration, the 5D version counterpart is aligned desire. Now, when you actually really allow yourself to fully process an emotion, you get to information on the other side of it. And in this particular case, it's some information about what is the actual aligned desire. Now, how do you fully process or complete an emotion? This is where it gets really practical. When an emotion like frustration comes up in your business and when you're working with technology, rather than going up into your head and coming up with all the reasons why what you're doing is wrong, making yourself wrong, making other people wrong, making the technology wrong, you actually sink down into your body and allow yourself to feel the physical sensation of that emotion, and in this case, frustration. Really put all your energy and attention to where you feel that physical aspect of it. And you'll notice that when you do that, it's going to move around. Like it might start as a knot in your belly. And when you put your awareness there, it might move up into like a really hot feeling in your throat. And when you just put your attention there and you allow it to be, it might move around into something else. And eventually it will dissipate and you will have really fully processed that emotion. Now, once you've processed the emotion, that's when the information comes through. And it might be right away, it might be later, it might be in the shower, in the bath, when you're on a run, it might be in a couple of days, won't necessarily be instant. But in my case, in this story, that information came through pretty quickly. So it was interesting and ironic that the module that I was recording when the sound didn't come through was specifically about the subject. It was about emotions and technology and using this specific program that I'm working with. And it wasn't lost on me that what I was talking about in this video that didn't record was now exactly what was happening to me. And after I completed the emotion, I realized that originally it was just going to be one video in the entire program. And the desire that I really have for this program is that it is the most valuable, beneficial, useful, practical thing for anybody that goes through it. And that meant that the emotional section needed to be not only one video, it needed to be an entire module of multiple videos. And when that realization came through, it felt so satisfying. It felt so good. And as a result of going through this process, the program is so much better than it would have been had I not allowed myself to really complete this emotion and get the gold that was on the other side. So when you're feeling these difficult emotions in your business, and specifically when you're working with technology, really check in with yourself. Every time you notice that frustration coming up, every time you want to throw your computer or chuck your phone out the window, that is a sign for you to really go inside and allow yourself to feel and process that emotion, because there is valuable information for you on the other side that is going to help you improve how you work in your business. I want to hear from you. When you try this, please come back and let me know in the comments what came up for you. Did you learn something new? Did a specific desire come through? You have so many opportunities every day, especially when you're working with technology, to use this tool, and it is really just life-changing. I am so grateful for this information, and it's made such a big difference for me in my business. So remember that frustration does not mean that you're failing, that you're doing anything wrong, or even that it's your not self theme in your business, specifically when you are working with technology. It's just a sign that there is an opportunity to get more aligned with your desires, to grow your business, to improve your business, and to deliver the best possible services that you can for your clients in your audience. And if you'd like to dive deeper into this, I actually have a couple of free reports that I will link in the description that are customized to your human design. And one of them is specifically around purpose and includes the emotional aspect. And the other one is about using technology in an aligned way in your business. They are both completely free. Links are in the description. And don't forget, if you found this information valuable, please like this video, subscribe, leave me a comment. It makes such a big difference for me, for my audience, and getting this information out to more entrepreneurs just like you.